So yeah, there you go. So look, this is going to be mute. It's going to go, you know, it'll be fine in a couple of weeks. It'll be fixed, but it just shouldn't be released like that. I mean, it's not a me problem, is it? It's not a you problem either. It's a their problem. Really? $70? Come on, guys. But it's all down to this amazingly modeled, study level 3D cockpit that allows you to really fly the 737 in your own home.
Nevertheless, grave danger, I fear, in his training.
of random stream during the week. And I'll see you then, folks.
Yeah, that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
And we will certainly make the buttons and say special goodbye there, folks. See what happens. The sea is climbing all over the place. So we're not crashing it. Right, those buttons. It's time for us to sign off. I think she wants to treat. Do you want to treat with the buttons? Do you want to treat? Okay, just look at me until I actually get off the stage. Excellent, folks. Pleasure as always. See you soon.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another stream. I'm a little bit more awake tonight. Yesterday I was so tired I could barely think. And look, yesterday didn't go so well because I kept chatting. I kept looking on Final and all the important approach. I kept looking at the comments and talking. That's what happens. Sterile cockpit. So this time, I think when I'm 20 miles out, I'm only going to say what I'm doing. I'll not be doing this. You know, I'm hopping out of the aircraft whilst on approach. So let's see how this goes. So 20 miles out, I won't be able to chat about the stream. It'll land, of course. Oh, traffic here, folks. What's that? That hurt. It should be very. This is live time, okay? So that's obviously someone took off, but it's going to be very quiet here in Cork. So we're going from Cork to Bristol, a short flight. So I've got to be quick and on the, you know, on the button. There's lots to do. Now, in all fairness, on my own defence, I haven't learned any procedures because I only want to learn them once, you know, because I'm lazy. I think if I learn them twice or 3 times and have different procedures, you're going to get all sorts of confusion. So, this is Cork Airport. This is Cork Airport, and I have to say to you, it's new. I haven't flown to Cork since this was built, and that's quite a while. And it's a really cool terminal. Look, you got the view. You've got the view of, you know, the way you want to look at and see the airplane take on off, you know, all the aircraft taking off and landing. It's brilliantly done. And this is apparently exactly what it looks like in Cork. I'll be down hopefully at some point. I want to fly down to Cork, you know, in the little airplanes. But you can see them taking off and landing. And they got the glass facade there. That's great. Whereas in Dublin in the old days, they used to have something in the roof. You go out and watch, but you can't because of all the crazy madness that happens, you know. But in Cork you can, because they've cleverly made it a pleasure to visit the airport. And all the kiddie coos can look outside, you know, and go, yeah, look, I can see aircraft taking off and landing, which is great. Aer Lingus, modern livery, all very nice. And we're ready to go. Let's have a look at the chat. Greetings, YouTube folks. Do remember I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube, and let's read the YouTube comments. Wilhelm FS, welcome back. Ho ho. Ho ho ho, he says, Grip. And I say ho 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 back to you, Wilhelm. FS, thanks for joining. Clappy D is with us, as always, folks. Clappy D is one of our honoured moderators. And Clappy D, just to remind me now, Clappy D, if you want to add to your list of things to remind me, 20 miles out, shut up, Gripper Sim. Yeah? So, sterile cockpit. Willem says, evening from witty Amsterdam. Yes, Willem, you're from Amsterdam. We must go to Amsterdam Airport one day. But I tend to get lost in the taxiways, but I can get, you know, actually, I'm getting better at it, I think, because I'm using, you know, some sort of mapping system. Unge Paul. Now, I've butchered your name, U-N-G-E. Ung Paul. Vamoose, he says, all good, great. He also says, mid-terminals, let's be real. Mile terminal. Wilhelm FS, FS Realistic is doing the sounds outside, Wilhelm says. I kind of knew that as I was looking. Do you know, I was kind of looking going, I just after stuffing up there and being silly. So yeah, that's FS. There's an aircraft there with the, and I have to tell you what I'm using for the traffic. I just think it's interesting. I'm using the fly-by-wire installer to get the traffic. FS injector, installed it, started it up, and it'll give you real live traffic. So that's really good. So there's, who's this? Who is this? A Chinese? What are the Capital Airlines? Are the Chinese coming over? Or is that some other Houston? Anyway, we're here. We're here now. Okay. let's hop into the cockpit and get going, shall we? Now, I have done my flight plan, and we look at all that. So let's hop into the cockpit. Let's get go. Nothing's going to go well. It is going to go well. It's all going to be fine. Nothing bad's going to happen, folks. Okay, let's just let's get stuff and things started on. Okay, so the wipers are off. We've got our controls set. Yes, the tents are good. Engines are off. Gear is down and set down. Brakes are off. Parking brake is set. Flaps are up. Spoilers are retracted. And the auto anti-skid is on. Great. Okay, cool. Let's put on the batteries now. Battery 1 and 2. We've got ground power available. Put a clinky clink clink there. While I see it, I'll just put them on now. While I'm there. There are the fuel pumps there. Let's get the nav on. Oh, am I getting a bit of a cold? A bit of sniffles today, folks. I'm switching them on and off and on again because it'll do it instantly on this simulator. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's gone a bit choppy. Is that choppy? No, it shouldn't be. Don't go choppy on me, Flight Simulator. Don't you dare. Is that gyro spinning up? Yes, it is. It's a bit cold and, you know, people are getting a lot of bad colds, folks. You know, apparently it's quite serious. A lot of weird colds and flus, you know, which is a little bit disconcerting. But I hope you're all well, though, do you know? Hope you're all well. Lodi Reaper at Twitch, hey, how are you? It's a Slow Gripper sim. I'm just loading this sim up now. Great, because you've got loads of time. Because it usually takes 20 minutes to get started, you know? So that is the big... See, I'm interrupting myself constantly. Maybe this is good practice, getting completely interrupted and keeping the stuff in your head. You know, I'm going to hit B for the local QNH 1001. Happy days. And I am also going... Oh, let me have a look here on YouTube. I see activity. I'm not getting my bing... Holy cow, Clappy D. Clappy D, folks. And that didn't go bing bing. I'm furious. I got to fix that. What's going on? Clappy D, thank you so much for the 20 euros. Clappy D has super chatted 20 euros to the channel. And he says, Happy Christmas, Gripper, Buttons and the Colonel. Thanks for all the streams during the year. Learned a lot in an enjoyable way. Oh, great. I'm really delighted, Clappy D. You won't be thanking me when I start flying the 737. It's going to be so messy because I'm going to learn from everybody else in the stream. Clappy D, thank you so much. Well appreciated, and thank you so much for all your you know, your help. It's really brilliant. You know, some of you are so helpful. It really makes the channel, because if I was doing this on my own, I'd be back trying to find out how to tune in the ILS. So thank you very much, Clappy D. We hail you, and you are a hero of the day. Hero of the day, folks, Clappy D. Great, happy days. Fuel. Okay, just concentrate, Grippers. I'm not used to getting super chats. It's all very, you know, surprising and exciting. And all that stuff, as you know, Clappy D, goes into sceneries and stuff for the sim. And we have to think about. I have to think about something for Colonel Clink now. We'll get him a present out of the funds, you know. I was hoping the ATR was coming out. Don't tell him. He doesn't watch the midweek streams. I was hoping to get him the ATR. Just give it to him, do you know. But they haven't brought the ATR out. He's really interested in the ATR. So we're going to sort him out. 21. Okay, so the weather here is 1003. It says there. Okay, now it's saying 1001 here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the real world weather. Alright. Because sometimes that confliction happens and I don't know what's... Well, do you know what? SimBrief, it did download the weather. I did do the flight plan about 40 minutes ago. So, you know, the weather changes. So I bet you it's 1001, right? Have a bet yourself. 1001 or 1003. Echo India Charlie Kilo for Cork. Cork is 1000. We could... it's just a little bit delayed, isn't it? It'll happen. Okay, so the aircraft is starting. Let's start the APU now while we're here. Right. Then I'll go to the checklist. Master on 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. I'm going to put the strobe onto auto. Leave those lights off. I'm going to put the beacon on now just to save it. And let's get the checklist out. So I'm going to go to the checks, kind of flow in my head. And then we'll just do the checks. Okay, let's rock and roll. Okay, so all the controls, parking brake, wipers, spoilers, engine masters, engine motors, selectors, thrust levers, flaps, anti-skid, landing gear and fuel quantity is as it should be. Batteries are on, external power is on, strobe lights are on auto, ADRS are aligned. We don't need to, okay, good. Safety belts signed. Let's put the belts on and assume that the passengers are boarding. With the smoking on first, it's easier. This way. Great. No smoking signs. Emergency exit signs, we want those onto arm. Annunciator lights test. Okay, fine, you can test them over here if you want to. There you go. I'm going to put the dome light on. What's this here? Ice inbound. Standby compass. It's funny how you see something you don't know what it is. Now, there is a... Is that the light for the compass here? Because there's a compass here. That's probably what that is. I'll leave that down. Let me just see if that... Yeah, it's the light for the compass. There you go. Some logic there. Now let's go to our flight plan, shall we? Benjamin. Hello to you, Benjamin. He says, this is Sprite German. Oh, great. Benjamin Geisen. Nice name, Benjamin. Geisen. It's very nice German name, isn't it, Geisen? Okay, let's go to the flight plan. Some Random Phillips with us as well on YouTube. How are you? Good? I'm not bad. A little bit more awake today. I was so tired last night, folks. And I knew there'd be mistakes would be made. You see? That's so important. Now, go to init. New quest. And it takes a second. Come on. Earlier flight plan I did in SimBrief. Happy days. Flight number 01 will do. I think for the Sunday stream. I'm thinking for the Sunday stream, right? We go to Christmas Land in Finland. Yeah. We might do 2 trips or something. I plan it out properly and I plan it out properly. Cruise level is to be 29,000 feet. 290, flight level 290, and the temperature looks about right. Great. Flight plan. Let's do our flight plan. So flight plan's in there, great. Those waypoints look logical to me. Let's go to Cork and do our departure. We are departing runway 16. Boom. And we are going to use Gotham 1. Gotham 1Q. Great, that's exactly what I have, except for the M isn't there, but that it does that, I don't know why. It's for that. Let's have a look up here and see. Let's go to plan mode. Right. That looks good to me. Yeah, that's fine. Let's insert that. Boom. And let's go for our arrivals. Just clear the messages there. Just glance in case there's someone. Bear with me. So Brandon Phillips says, so Brandon Phillips, I'm using the Aer Lingus livery, just for logic. You know, we're in Cork, we're going to UK. And he says, it was annoying I missed your last stream, but I watched your landing after, and it was quite good and firm. Yeah, it was firm, and I was happy with that because I made a hames of the approach I felt. You know, it wasn't what it's not my usual, my new kind of, a little bit more confident now, you know. Now, our arrival into Bristol is Abved 1A. But we're coming into runway 09 and I want an ILS 09. There we go, ILS 09. And it was Advent A Alpha Delta Victor Echo 1 Alpha. There you go, that's it. Boom. Boom. Let's check that. Go to plan mode. Leave it at 20 miles out. Let's go and just flick to that. Boom, 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 boom. Straight in. Happy days. Very nice. That pleases me. I'm pleased. Let's go back to ARC. Leave it at 20. RadNav is automatically done for you. I'm not going to go into that too much. We've got the ILS if we need to come back very quickly, etc. And at page 2. Now we're going to do the mass balance. And at page 2. Boom. And 0 fuel weight is... Right, let's go on mass and balance here. Let's do our mass and balance, assuming that
Good
all the
afternoon,
folks
ladies
are
and
done.
gentlemen, and welcome to this
Well
mostly
boarded.
uncomfortable and exhausting flight. We will be taking off shortly. We ask that you fasten your seatbelts and stow your loud babies in the overhead soundproof lockers. Those of you with large, oversized Agnes babies can stow them under your feet. We also ask that your seat and table ties are in their upright position for takeoff. Please ensure all personal electronic devices, including laptops, cell phones, and powered sexual implements, are powered off. Smoking is prohibited throughout this flight, but we will serve large amount of alcohol to ensure that your intoxication levels are high. For those of you who are feeling unruly,
Performance.
alcohol is provided to ensure your personal
What is?
intoxication and dehydration on
I hope my
arrival.
voice is loud now. I
Those
want to
of
ask
you
about
who
that.
are mentally compromised will also be offered alcohol, but smoking e-cigarettes is mostly definitely prohibited. This will make sense to us for some reason. Thank you for choosing Reaper Sim for your flight, and we hope you enjoy this journey with us.
Here we go. Passenger boarded. I'm going to guess for toga. Yes, we need toga. If it's over 2,500, I'm just guessing. I'm going to say yes. It's going to tell us anyway. Anti-ice, no. Packs will be on. Do him. Do him. Calculate. I'm getting. It's going to say toga required. So there we go. Toga required. 120. Yeah. 140. 140. Great. So not a big runway, but good enough. Flaps down 1. Not worrying about the flex step now because we're going full power toga. 120, 140. 120. 140. Any questions? I'm very happy to answer. Do you know that teaching or instructing helps you learn much better? Like you don't just know the subject, you know it very well. No, I sit down 0.1%. There we go. 120, 140, 140, down 1. 120, 140, 140, down 1. Great, just to confirm that. That's all good. Happy days. We're moving along now. Predicted wind shear, it says here in the checklist to put that on. We leave the weather radar till we're away from all the peeps. Let's not fry them. Cockpit door is all locked and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't give a click or anything, but there you go. Barometric reference, I've already set that. Let's hit B again to see if it's changed. It will now shortly. I know it will. Because you see, the weather comes out every half an hour. And that's how that works. VOR ADF, I'm happy with that. FCDU altitude. So, transition altitude in Cork is... Cork. I have to put it into Navograph here. So, boom. Echo, India, Charlie, Kilo. I think it's 5,000 feet, but I want to be sure. Do you know what I mean? I just want to be sure. Transition 5,000 feet or by ATC. So put 2,000 feet in here. 5,000 feet, excuse me. That's that done. Speed heading is managed. IRS alignment is aligned. EFIS, ARC 10 miles have done that. Flight directors are both on by default actually, but I still check them. 1 and 2. AP master is already on. Crew oxygen supply on, and then in the checklist it has a fuel pumps. We've already done that. Fuel pumps are already on. Air conditioning. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Navigation lights, we'll put those and light up the tail. It is Aer Lingus after all. Once APU available, APU bleed on. Let's get the APU bleed. Without that, you're not going to be starting any engines. That effectively stuffs air through the engines. Oh, that's the APU generator. There's APU bleed. Don't say anything. So APU bleed is on, and let's kick off the engines, backtrack and go. Will we? Quick look at the comments. Quick look at the comments there. Any new peeps here? Aer Lingus is great, says from Miranda Phillip. Amazing airline it is, and they've kept through all this madness, I think, with Ryanair and the cheap pilots. I have to tell you, I and others around my circles will actually, if I'm going abroad, I look for Aer Lingus first. I look for Aer Lingus first, and if I can't get Aer Lingus to my destination, I'm disappointed because I'm going to go Ryanair. I'd rather pay the extra money, to be honest with you, just to be treated with a little bit of, just a little bit of finesse. That's all, just a little bit. So they are, and they're good pilots as well. You'll notice they're landing. They take pride in their flying, you know. And I hear as well, you know, they're not in. I won't mention names now because it's not fair. But some budget airlines, the captains aren't really captains. They can't say, I want to take another. The weather's not looking good in the area where I'm going to. I want to take another 4 tons aboard of fuel, just in case. Like, they could do that in Aer Lingus. In other airlines, no, it is done by the company. You take the minimums. That's it. That's why, you know. So there you go. I could be wrong, but it is a better airline for sure. Would you ever want to become a commercial airline pilot? I did Random Phillip at some point, but now I'm kind of settled. So I don't know if I could be bothered with the hassle. Do you know? at the hassle. No, really. I'm kind of sorted. I would have done it when I was, you know, you know, not really. No. I want to live here when I'm living and fly when I'm flying. You know. So let's kick off the engines, folks. Let's see what's happening outside. Let's make sure all the gates and stuff are pulled away. Let's not chop anybody up. You don't want to chop people up, you know, when you're messing with the flaps and stuff. You know. So there's no one around. Oh, some other aircraft have arrived. Ryanair have arrived. We missed that. Ryanair have arrived. KLM has arrived. That Chinese airplane, which I think is a Chinese airplane, is now getting ready to depart. See how good the traffic works? It's so cool. It is so damn cool. So let's bit of duty Cork now. Going to be quick. Oh yeah, let's see who's with us, folks. Let's hit the backspace. I know Looney Reaper will come alongside. Oh no, that's the gun. Now see, that's choppy. That's not the sim. That's really annoying. That happens the odd occasion, and I don't know why it does that. See, it's smooth there now. Windage actually loves the airport. It is a good airport, Cork. And it's no complicated taxiways if you're going on the backside. And guess we're already going on the backside. And folks, I have to tell you. Oh right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We've got a visitor, folks. We've got a visitor kicking off. Can you guess who it is? Producer Buttons kicking off, folks. Do you know why Producer Buttons is kicking off? Producer Buttons is kicking off, and you know it, I know it, she knows it. She doesn't get a treat at this time of day. It's usually 8 o'clock, and she knows, because I'm online, that she's not going to stop until I give her a treat. Aren't you, Buttons? Do you want a treat? Okay, so it's going to take 8 seconds for me to go outside and get Producer Buttons a treat. So I'm going to be so inconvenient. I can't keep the treats in here because she, you know. Okay, Jimmy, just Buttons, you're going to get a treat. Okay, sorry about this, folks. I'll go back in 2 seconds. I have to hand it to her. She's very clever. Aren't you, Buttons? What's that, Buttons? Okay, come on, let's get your treat. Come on. Come on. Job to remind me to stay quiet at the approach phase, okay, Buttons? Not be reading the comments. We all know. I want to show you that the. Oh, okay. I'm not going to get to show you the treat. Anyway, there you go. It's a treat. Very good treat for Producer Buttons. Anyway, I was saying that's the gun. There's Colin in the 172. Oh. There's Raptor X joining us as well. That looks like a 737. Good. There's the only Reaper there in the... I don't know what airplane that is. It's not showing up. And the AP has already started. As you can see. Let's hop in and backtrack. Or get ready for taxi. Now, put your buttons. You can go to your bed now. Go to your bed. There's no more stuff left. Okay, we're going to start the engines of pushback. Holy God. Beacon light on. Has that gone choppy again, folks? Yes, it has. I can't have that. It's nothing. See, I don't know. Keep an eye on that. So I will. It could be the G58 Wardock. Yes, it could be. Could very well be. Okay, we're going to backtrack. We're going to get this engine started here. Let's get the engine started. APU bleed is on. Yes, it is. Let's get the pushback beginning. Let's start the pushback. So we are good here. Let's get to ground services. Let's just check the checklist. Yeah, I've done that already. Beacon light is already on. Ground services. I want to get the I'd love to have the GTX thing. The GS, what's it called? I don't know. Get rid of the ground power unit. Oh, which reminds me. I think that'll automatically turn off the ground power when you disconnect it. And it has. Okay, should have switched it off first, I feel. Chocks and cones away, otherwise we're not going anywhere. Jetway's already gone. Let us start the backtrack. Now, that's before we start the backtrack, okay? We're taking off runway. And by the way, is my voice a little bit louder now? Because I put up the gain on this mic here. So you should be able to hear me a bit better. So in that case, you know, that's good. Now, we are taking off runway 16. So we want the nose to the right, tail to the left. Okay. Connect the tug, please. Park and brake off. I'd like to get the GTX, folks. Let me know. We look it up. I don't know. We're going to have no time in the cruise. We may have a little bit of time in the climb. We're going to have little time because it's going to be a quick hop. Start the pushback, please. Thank you. Good, good, good. Happy days. Very nice. Yeah, that happened. It disconnected. Yeah, we're kind of floating back on our own now. So that's shocking, isn't it? Where's it? The truck's gone now. Oh no, it's back now. Okay. Runway 16, nose to the right side as I see it. Boom. No, wrong way. That's the tail to the left. There we go. Or to the south, should I say. So we got the gun and we got Raptor. Happy days. And I think that's enough pushy backy now for the moment. Stop. Let's start the engine while it's stopping there. We'll go to engine number 2. We'll start the ignition start and engine number 2. Happy days. And while I'm here, I'm going to put the flaps down to 1. So we're going to take off flaps 1, haven't I? Haven't I? And disconnect the truck. Park and brake now on. We'll leave it off because it's going to start moving. Well, I'll put it on. Because we'll start rolling otherwise, you know. Won't we? Yes, I think so. I'm talking to myself. It's okay to talk to yourself. As long as you don't answer yourself back. Look, talking to yourself is the only way you can be sure of intelligent conversation. Do you know? Producer buttons now is stowed and secure. Yeah. Good. Engine number 1 now that we have hydraulics and whatnot. Good. Good. I'm going to hit B there for the QNH, so I don't have to look it up. Oh, it's 1000 now. Let's check that on my phone. Yeah, now it's updated. So, see, when we get this weather here, I'm using an app called Aero Weather, and you just put in the EICK identifier of the airfield, and you get all the actual real-world weather that real pilots use. Okay, and they also use the same weather here, but there's going to be a delay, isn't there? You know, it's issued every half an hour electronically, and this, you know, with the sim, it might be 5-10 minutes late. You know, that's okay because it's still realistic. So now we're all up to date. What does the QNH say? It's here. Did it have it? Did it have it in the massive balance that time? No. Let's see. Let's go to my flight there and see what the QNH says here. Let's refresh it. Oh no, so that's the wrong. That's not the right airport even. Yeah, 1000. So we're all up to date. Engine is started. Engine number 2 is started. Is available. Let's switch the back to normal mode in the engine. Let's get rid of the APU bleed. Let's get rid of the APU. And all good with the lights. Let's put our runway turn-off lights on and our taxi lights on. Overhead panel, we light you up a little bit, seeing, you know, let's get lit up like a Christmas tree because it is Christmas. Autopilot set, yes. Auto trim set. The trim is down 1, so what I can do is I can either do it this way here and have a guess down a 1. Now that's going to be down 1 or 2, but to be exact, you can go to flight controls. Down 1. There we go. And you can check your controls, of course. Elevator all the way up. Full deflection. back to neutral, all the way down. Full deflection, back to neutral. Right, 4 spoilers. Full deflection, back to normal. I'd imagine this is how they'd say it. All the way to the left, 4 spoilers, back to neutral. And the rudders as well. But this is a sim, we know it's going to work. But you can fail stuff. You can fail lots of things, folks. I've been playing with that a little bit, I have to confess. Takeoff config, let's pop that again there. Alright, good. Spoilers arm. Yeah, you see, it's telling me, I love this. It tells you to arm the spoilers, see? Auto brake max. We're going to put the auto brake to max. There we go, and that's all green. Takeoff config. Let's start our taxiing. Parking brake is off. Let's add a little bit of power and let's taxi and get out of here, shall we? Robert Times is 1.6 behind you. 1.6 is behind me. So it is behind me. But I knew all of this. I was testing you, Robert. I was just going to see if you're on the ball, you know, and see if you're paying attention. Yeah. All of that's true. All of it's true. Just testing you to see if you're on the ball. Do you know? Windage. So we're on the North European server. It's always the North European server. Did you win, Robert? You've won. You've won a prize for doing that. Actually, yes. You're in. War Dog's in, folks. Happy days. We've got War Dog. Is ready for departure. Let's just have a look at the YouTube while we're taxiing. Again, thank you very much, Clappy D, for the €20. Wow. You know, that was really well appreciated. So now I'm going to have to up my game, and I want to play with the failures. We'll see how I feel at the end of this, because I want to toy with failures. Benjamin, I was saying hello. Yeah, I read Benjamin's there. Some random Philippine airline. Aer Lingus has said. I think airline. We talked about the airline. Jamie CEE. Welcome, Jamie. GSX. Thank you. Yes, it's GSX. Is it worth? Jamie, do you have it? Is it worth getting? If anyone has GSX, let me know. I feel I don't have the time to be downloading profiles. Do you know? I don't want to be playing around because I don't know where I'm flying until an hour before the stream. That's when I get ready. Okay. I have to download a profile and fluidsim.to and how many do you have to have? And, do you know, all that kind of stuff. So am I being lazy? Do you know? Let me know what you think. But I'm thinking of the passenger boarding. I'm going to halt here now for takeoff. 3416. Let's hold here, park and brake on, and do our checklist. Okay, so let us let's say we're line up and wait. Okay, let's do that. Park and brake off. Adding a little bit of power. We want our transponder onto TA. I think you know why I'm doing that. I don't want the aircraft to go nuts on me. Also, we want our weather radar on. Good. Transponder, yep. Winter probe heat is on auto. Spoilers are armed. Yes. Flaps are set. Flaps 1. Go on, keep going. Come on. I'm trying to do both at the same time. Auto brake is already set. Nose lights on. Runway turn-off lights are already on. Park and brake. Yeah, fine. Weather radar. Chrono. Takeoff config and takeoff menu, and we're away. Before takeoff checklist complete then. You know. There we go. Okay, everything's good. Everything's in the green. We're doing a toga takeoff. And let's go, folks. Ready to go? All happy? Okay, let's go. 50% of the power. Feet on the brakes. We've got a small runway. I don't want to be wasting runway. That's stable and very gently all the way forward with the thrust. All the way to toga. There we go. Okay, we have manual toga. We have SRS, climb, runway nav, and auto throttle is blue. Oh, Keeping on your speed now. 100 knots. Releasing pressure on the stick. V1. We're going. Rotate. Very gentle. I forgot to do the record for the takeoff. I feel bad about that. There we go. Up to 15 degrees. Gear up. Let's follow the flight director and fly it manually for a bit. Very nice. Gears in transition now. And gears up, no lights. Great. Doing a light turn now. Don't decelerate. Why are you accelerating, Airbus? Lower the nose, gripper sim. I don't want to go over 15 degrees, you see? That's maybe 12 and a half. Coming up to flap speed now. 1,500 feet back to climb. Flaps up. And autopilot 1. Hands off. Feet on the ground. It's flying as it should be and it's accelerating. And happy days. And you know what? It didn't do the recorder. I want to do the takeoffs from now on. So we can look at them in the cruise, you know. Okay. We don't need our runway turn off lights anymore, and we can turn off our nose lights. We leave the runway lights on to 10,000 feet. Good stuff. Let's have a look at the checklist. After takeoff checklist, do I have the constraints on? I do. After takeoff, gears up and retracted, and no lights. Flaps are retracted. Spoilers are disarmed. No, they are now. Now spoilers are disarmed. Braking. We set that back to off. The auto brake, which is over here. That's for the rejected takeoff. I know you can't see the lights because it's the sun. Isn't it cool? Thrust is set to climb. Once, and it's set twice. Oh, hang on. What did we say set to climb? Oh. Transition altitude. Let's go to 29,000 feet. Not 48, but 29. 29. Push it in. Now we'll climb up to 29,000 feet. Let's get standard barrow. Once and twice. Oops. It's given out to me because I didn't do it quick enough. I'll use standard barrow on the backups. Autopilot's on, yeah, nose light and runway turn off lights. Climb, barometric reference is set to standard, above 10,000 feet, landing lights off. That's the next thing I gotta do. Safety and safety belt signs, and lights at 10,000 feet. Okay, great. So we're off. Okay, great. There you go. That was an okay kind of takeoff there. That is Cork, folks. That is Ireland. This looks really realistic. It's shocking. It's shocking, isn't it? Let's get some eye candy and let's talk about things and stuff. I'm just going to get my cameras off at the moment. Boom. Boom. No. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now I can have a look at the comments. Happy days. Yeah, every time you don't get, it's always different to Microsoft Flight Sim with regards to the weather. Look at the clouds whisking by in the fields. It's exactly what I see in the real world, you know, in Irish flying, look at things. Now, back to the comments. We're talking about GFX, right? I can't answer all the comments. Forgive me. I try my best. 16 behind me. That was a small A320. Looked like a small A320. Oh yeah, okay. Robert Time says, yes, GCX is great. Really immersive with the passengers. Great pushback as well. It is. I'm just hung up with having to download all the profiles. You know? I'm just hung up with it. I'll have to get it. It'll add to the stream, won't it? And you know, we do have some super chats coming in now, and the kit is going to start. You know, will allow us the channel to have GTX. Let's just hop in to check everything. 11,000 feet. Is it climbing? I've got a restriction coming up here. 1,800 feet a minute. Yeah, it's a restriction, all right. But I think it is anyway with the orange thing. But where is the restriction? $3,000 feet a minute. Okay, that's climb. Performance. No, I want to get ready for inputting our arrival data. Let's do Alt 1 here. It's a nice view, isn't it? Let's just zoom in a little bit. There we go. That's now let's have a look at YouTube now. Chatting amongst yourselves. Yeah, Clappy, thank you. Do hit the like button, folks. Okay, we're going to get busy now in a second. Do hit the like button. Some random Phillips, you make this look so easy. He says you're very professional. Oh, thank you very much. Some random Philip, right, Philip? When you saw these early streams, I didn't have a clue. You know, I'm just trying to add a little bit every time I fly. And one thing a day, and really that's what I've done with the streaming, Philip. Do you know? I just said I learn one thing a day. Do you know? But now I have to say what I'm doing is 1% of what they do in the airlines, because if you watch them in the airlines on YouTube, the real ones, okay, it sounds all very blah, yeah, you know, fine. But what's behind what they do? They have to know every system in the airplane. They have to know every single contingency. They have to know all the errors and faults. You know, but it does look easy. When they get to a certain stage, you know. So Matt Phillips says, how do you know what altitude you're going to? Does the plane decide itself when you put the flight plan in, or do you manually do it? I manually do it, actually. Let's show you. So when let's hop in here. Oh, sorry, I have to press button. Control space to get back. So when I went into the flight plan here, it asked me in init to my cruise level in here. But that's just your top of climb. That's your cruise flight level. So what I did was, if you remember, I put in 5,000 feet here. See, it went to level off, and here you put in your altitude that you want. Now, I have pushed this button in, right? Pushed it in, meaning the flight computer will take over, because all these waypoints, the computer manages the climb so it's efficient. And it manages the rate of climb and everything. That's not up to you, right? So it'll manage all of that. Now also, I can pull it towards me. I can change this and pull it towards me, and I can take over that manually and decide, you know, think about it. ATC will be giving you instructions, and I say, okay, descend down to 25,000 feet. So I can take over here. I'll wait till I get up to my altitude first to show you. We won't have time. But it's all, here's the easy kicker, right? Push it in, you get that little dot. It's a managed climb. If I put it towards me, I'm taking over now. So for example, let's do this here. We're coming up to 22,000 feet. So I'm going to put this down to 22. Or 23, right? And I'm going to push it towards me, which is the down arrow. Pulls the button out. Now it's going to level off 23,000 feet. Can you see here? That's armed now. I think it means armed in blue. Okay. So we're going to level off at 23,000 feet. So you'll see it'll start to level off here. This little arrow here now is telling us that's when we'll be at 23,000 feet. You know? So stick it there for the moment and see how that works. So you're in full control, really. See? It's coming up 23,000 feet. Rate of climb is decreasing. Want to be, you know, if you find this manual, you want to be ahead of it. At least 200 feet ahead to lower the nose, see? So it's going to level off there. Therefore, I continue my climb up to 29. I'm going to manage to climb. Oh, also, let's say we're going to 29 now, right? Okay. Should I be doing it? No, here. At 29. Let's say I want to climb up at, I'm winding in the mouse wheel, 500 feet a minute. Push this towards me. Boom. Now it's going to start climbing at to 29,000 feet at 500 feet a minute. See? I'm going to get her 500 feet a minute. Now, if I want the computer to manage the whole climb, all I do is push it in. Here. See? That goes. It's a managed climb. Got the dot. 29,000 feet. And the rate of descent is, or the rate of climb isn't up to us, it's up to the computer. Or the FMC. Or the AD, what's it called? MCDU. And that's where I'm going to reach the top of climb. Look, very quick to the top of descent. So now I got to start thinking. Now I got to start getting ready for approach. There's great YouTube videos on it, and I'll get to doing those when I ever get to make videos again. Which I will. Which I will. Okay, let's get the cameras back. I hope that helps some random people. If it doesn't help, let me know. Just question. You're helping the whole stream by asking me questions. Otherwise, I'm going to be talking absolute nonsense. So thank you for asking the question, random fella, and everybody. On Twitch now, Robert Hines is saying GSEC is great. He says really immersive with passengers, great pushback as well. He says, Robert Hines says, this is on Twitch now. He says, I bought the PMD 737-800 a few days ago. To my surprise, I can walk straight up to the cabin of the cockpit and thus create a new custom view at a passenger seat. Yes, it's great. In the 737-700, which I fly now, I can't get that. Oh, really? Okay, so it's 800, the new one. Okay. Robert Hines says, you talking nonsense? Never. Let's put the camera back. Let's get the button scan back. Let's get the button scan back here and see. Just making sounds here. Okay. Let's hop into the cockpit. Let's get ready for approach. Let's be quick. Weather at our approach. Approach is QNH is 1003 at Bristol. I'm going to put it in here and standby 1003. We're going to put it in here. I'm going to go to performance. Climb is managed. Cruise is managed. Descent is managed. Approach 1003. Let's keep ahead of this now. Okay, we got a bit of time. We're still good. Temperature and magnetic winds. Temperature, or I said I'd read this out, didn't I? This is the weather here. Echo Takeoff Delta is the identifier for Bristol. A meteorological terminal actual report, or I think they've changed it. It's the actual weather over the runway, over the airfield. There's the identifier, Echo Golf Delta, issued on the 21st, which is today, at 1820 Zulu. It's auto, so it means they have a weather station there, and it auto, you know, like what you call the Stevenson screens and all that kind of stuff. So it's auto managed with instruments. So the wind, which is probably better, the winds is 170 at 4 knots. So there's no wind really. The 999 means 10k or more, so that's in meters. So it's 10 kilometers or more. Broken clouds 1700 feet. Overcast at 23,000 feet. Temperature 7. Dew point 6. QNH 1003. So let's put in the wind here. 170 at 4 knots. 170 at 4 knots. What did I say the temperature was? 7 degrees. 7 degrees. Transition level is 6,000 feet. I tend to do this just so I can glance down, just as a little note to myself. As we all know, because I'm not prompted, I'm liable to forget that. Transition level. So what else do we need to put in now? That's all the weather put in. Let's get our minimums here for the runway. Let's get... And I'll explain to you what the minimums are. There's a lot to it, but it seems to be straightforward. We're category C. Okay, so category C, decision height is 577. So that is 100 feet. So 477 is the height of the runway. Yes, 477 is the height of the runway. So it's 100 feet off the ground. That's a bit low, isn't it? Oh no, yeah. 477. Okay, fine. We'll go with that. Cat 1. We're going to go Cat 1 there, but see, what's the difference here? 577 standard. Cat 2. Okay, we're going to go Cat 2. We're going to be doing a manual landing, so let's go here, Cat 1. Okay. So we're going to get our minimums. It's usually 200 feet above the ground. So I've got to go with that. Cat 1, 677 feet. So at 677 feet above the sea, right? Because the ground is higher than the sea in Bristol. And here it's saying 200 feet above the ground. See that? So 677 is going to go in there. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. 677. Nope. Over here. 677. Barrow. That's why the Q and H is so important. Because the Q and H here, right? That's the pressure setting which will give your actual altitude above sea level. So that's what we're going off. Now what is this minimum here? So in fact, effectively what I'm checking for, if I can't see the runway and I reach 677, it'll say minimums, right? And I have to, if I can't see those runway lights, I'm going around. Because I can't see the runway. And you've got different sets for different, categories of instruments and all that kind of crack. So that's it. It's a simplified version of that. Okay, when do we descend? Okay, let's do my little game here. We're at 29,000 feet. 30 multiplied by 3 is 90. Take 3 from that. 90, 87 miles. We'll be 87 miles. 87 miles, I guess, when we get to our descent. So I multiplied 29 by 3, and I'm guessing that's when we're going to be descending, and that's the white thing there. Let's zoom in a little bit. Zoom in a bit. Okay, it's about, let's say, 20 miles out. So we're now, if I go to init, if I go to flight plan, 110. So we've got 20 to go. Not far off 87. So in America, I think you add the 10 to that rough guideline there. So that's when we're going to descend. At 87 miles out. Let's see how close I get. What else? Let's go check this stuff here. See, chatting away again. Descent. The cruise. Check EICK. Yeah, check weather. We check the weather. Select approach. Our approach is fine. I'm happy with the approach. MCTU performance page. Q&H is already set. The Q&H is 1003 at our destination and transition altitude 6,000 feet. Winds are fine. Not much winds to talk about. Transition altitude was 4,500 feet, wasn't it? Let's put it in here and double check that. Echo, Golf, Delta. Bristol. We're going to runway 09. ILSDME. Transition altitude 6,000 feet. Okay, great. So it's going to take us in very, look at that. That's when we join the ILS there. But we'll see, it's going to be short. We're coming in from this direction anyway, so we'll be okay. It's pretty much a straight in approach. So I have to keep an eye on that and our descent profile. So I descend in time. So threat-wise, there's something in the back of my mind here with Bristol. We came in here before, right? We came into Bristol before, and I was too high, and I didn't descend. And I think it's because... Let's look outside. I think it's because I didn't hit the approach face. And I should hit that. That stuffs things up. Also, another threat here is which is going to happen to me, is what happened yesterday. I did put standard, you see, I didn't put it to the Q&H, and I didn't hit approach phase. So there's the threats. They're all me. I'm the threat. Okay, we're going to start descending soon. Let's zoom in a little bit here. No weather to worry about. It's all going to be fine. So, what did I said 87, 91. Just staggered that little. Come on. I've got to get it right on the ball here, look. 90, 89. So if this wasn't working, you could just do the rule of thumb, couldn't you? 88. 87. Okay, so I'm about 2.5 miles out. Big deal. Let's start our descent. Oh, good pursuit. We're going to descend to, which is the base of the ILS, is 2,500 feet. We're descending, and we're right on profile. There's our speed. A little bit fast, but slowing down. We're good. Right, happy days. 83 miles. What's next? Descent checklist. Descent checklist.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be making our approach shortly. We ask that you take your drinks to your seat and fasten your safety belt. We'll be offering more drinks shortly.
Oops.
Also, we would like to take this time to thank you all of our subscribers and members for supporting our endeavors. If you are not a subscriber on Twitter or member on YouTube, please consider joining in order to secure our adventures fair into the future. Thank you.
So that was the checklist there. It's just looking. FCD altitude is already set, 2,500 feet. Safety belt signs on. Anti-ice, we don't need to worry about that. We'll think about that when we go if we go through clouds. Barometric set. We're northern. The next thing is when we're north than 10,000 feet. We will we'll put on the landing lights. I'll switch them off though. Switch them off. Let's consider look at the checklist. Good. A little bit high. Now what's happening here is it's trying to lower the nose, and as it lowers the nose, we're going too fast. And as we're going too fast, we're getting a bit high for our approach. Okay, so you're going to keep an eye on that, and of course it says more drag here. So I'll clear that, and what we do is get a speed brakey boost very nicely, and we'll put them down nice and slowly. It's here, you know. And those are the lift dumpers. Back to the chat. I have my hand on the physical control now, because what can happen is if you take your hand off it, you can forget about it. Let's look at YouTube here. Great. Okay. Now we're coming back on profile, but I'm going to keep the brakes out. Let's see, out of curiosity, see when it adds power and you know you're stuffing things up. I'm just going to raise the nose now because I got the brakes out. See, to get the profile. But as it raises the nose, it's gonna, isn't it? It's slowing down. So let's see. I'm gonna keep the brakes out, and I bet you it'll start adding power to keep the profile now in a second. That's on idle at the minute. It says idle there. Look. So it glides all the way down. There we go. Now I'll take off the brakes before it starts adding engine power, I guess. I'm guessing. That's just being logical, I guess. There we go. So that's all under control. And we're not going to be too high. So that's to be managed, isn't it? Engines. There we go. Cool. Radnav. Let's check that we got the right frequencies coming in, because one time I checked this and they were different. So the frequency for the ILS is 11015 with an approach course of 087. That's for the ILS DME. And we have 110.15, yes, and 087, yes. That's fine. We also have a VOR there. That VOR is Bristol, BRI. No, it has BCN. Where's BCN? Oh no, BCN. No. Where's BCN? Where is that? Can't see it there. 1775. Anyway, we got our ILS. 54 miles to go. It looks like... Let's see if the weather's changed, okay? Let's see if it's got any worse. So I like bad visibility. 003, okay, that's fine. Temperature 70.6, so it's clear, but it's overcast at 2,300 feet, broken at 1,700 feet, so we'll be in view of the runway easy. So we won't have any issues with minimum. See there, we're getting too high again? See that? Getting too fast and too high. So once again, it'll say drag down here. More drag. So I'm going to put those brakes out again. Oh, that was a bit fast. That's a simulator. Someone told me if you put the speed brakes out, it scares the shit out of the passengers. So, now I'm going to also put the LS on here. There's the right frequency, 110.15. And we're going to get an ident fire soon, and then we get the DME. So what's the next step really? 10,000 feet. The recorder. It's got a recorder on for the landing. Come on. There you go, Clappy D. See? Start to remember. BCN Barcelona. It's interesting, isn't it? I don't know why that's there. Let's put in, I'm going to put a VOR here. I'm going to put in, let's get, boom, 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 where are you? Oh, and I see it's at par now because I have the brakes out too long. So I'll take the brakes off there now. There we go, see, it just went a bit slow there. So 15,000 feet. I'm going to put approach mode on now. Okay. Activate approach face. So I said, what did I say? 20 miles out. I'm going to have to start being attentive. Okay, we're 40 miles out. So it's going to slow us right down now. And I'm happy with that. Let's zoom out. There's a restriction of 6,000 feet. And what it does is I hear it times it. Now we should be coming over here. You got to be above 6,000 feet here. So there you go. These little dots here and here, I don't know what they are. I don't know what they are. Let's have a look at the window. Oh yeah, let's put the cabin lights off. Control space. Let's put the cabin lights off. For landing, shall we, folks? Sim settings could go all the way in here. Sim settings, cabin. I think they're done in the cabins. Cabin lights off. So when we go back now, Alt 1, so I made the view. There we go. So there's the cloud it's talking about. Overcast, see? I'm on my own here, no all the passengers. There we go. I didn't see the others though, following along. Where are you? There's the gun there below us. There's Warthog, Raptor X. Got Lonely Reaper as well. Zombie Rise, I don't know if he's with us. Hopefully Sincere Sage 68's with us. He's kind of in the group there. Hyundai, I don't think he's with us. Spencer Sage, are you with us? You might have another call sign on the chat there. You know, so welcome guys, thanks for following along. So there's that overcast. There's Johnny F73. And some others. And you see up here in the sky, you see those streaks there? Look, that's real world traffic. Let me just stick over here for you. See the streaks? Can you see those streaks? All over the place. Because this is England. And England is covered with airplanes all over the shop. 10,000 feet. Landing lights to come on. Landing lights on. I think we turn on the nose light to take off. So that's it. Check lists, please. Gripper sim. Cruise descent. FC reroute set. Simple sounds on. Okay, that's all done. We want standard at 6,000 feet. We have about 3,300 feet to go for that. So the next step is Q&H. I got approach mode already on. So there's the threat as far as I'm concerned with me. We've also got IBAN. Is that the right identifier? Yes, IBAN. Clappy D on YouTube says, coming up on Gripper 20 miles out, shut the up. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about what I'm doing, so I won't read the comments then after the 20 miles, okay? Last comment there, Robert Times correctly said, the meter is the current weather, valid for an hour or so. TAF is the predictions for the hours of the day ahead, terminal area forecast, that means the TAF. So for planning a long flight, better take a good look at the TAF also. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely spot on. Yeah. Now, okay, so 20 miles out, I'm going to just ignore the comments. Let's see if I can do it. Now, I don't mean to. I'll go back to them. I will go back to the comments. Right? I will certainly go back to the comments when we touch down, okay? So the recorder's going. Everything's going to be fine. I have a snag in the back of my head. It just didn't go right one day for some reason. Probably because I didn't have approach mode set, but I do now. Flight plan, 19 miles to go. So, let's get ahead of ourselves. Standard approach. ND range is reduced. That's at 20 now, that's fine. Constraints are on. Confirm ILS frequency, I've done that. I've hit the recorder. Reduce the buttons to secure. Switching the camera now to my controls because I'm going to take it in manually. Load it manually. Great. So, Q&H is 1003. This bugs me. So long it takes. It takes far too long to do that. Q&H is set. Good. 12.8 miles out. 10 miles, I'm going to put down flaps 1. We're coming back on profile now. Just here. No, it's going to run smoothly today, folks. Not looking at the chat. Well, I will. 11 miles to go. Everything's fine. Speed looks good. No errors. Let's get the... Takeoff config. You know? No signs here. Safety belts are on, no? Yeah. All good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be landing shortly. Please ensure your seat and tables is in the upright position and your safety belt is secured. Our cabin attendants will be around shortly to prop up
Flaps 1, speed checks. Flaps are coming in.
If your baby
Flaps
is
1.
screaming during the approach, please ensure they are stored in the soundproof overhead lockers. On behalf of Gripper team and producer buttons, we would like to thank you for taking a massive risk during this mostly dangerous flight. Thank you.
And flaps 2 now. No. Speech. Flaps 2 I thought was higher. 215. Sorry, 200. At 8 miles each, isn't it? Okay, gears coming down now. Gears coming down. In transition. Now we've got 200 flaps. 2. I want 140 knots. Let's get the approach mode on. Approach mode is on. Flaps 3 now. There's the runway ahead.
2,500.
Disconnecting the autopilot. airplane. Full flaps now. No change in pitch. I thought there'd be a huge change in pitch there. Okay, so feeling good. We've got full flaps, we've got gear down, we've got no lights. Less is more with the controls. Get it all set up for yourself. Don't be doing too much. I'm going to have to now turn and lower the nose a little bit here. There, just little tiny little movements. 140 knots is good. India range constraints, 10 miles out, flaps 1, go around, flaps 3, okay, we're good. Okay. A little bit to the right there, lower the nose. That's one of the boys. .3 miles out now. Less is more. Less is more. Now I don't want to look out now because what if there's nothing there? I need to practice. 900 feet a minute we're going to catch up, and I want 800 feet a minute. Very slightly in the control column. Tiny little movements. Less is more. I know I keep saying that. Don't look at the chat, Gripper Sim. Just get this all the way down. 800 feet a minute. I can see at the corner of my eye you try to distract me with the chat. I can see it. I know what you're up to. Okay. Hands on throttle, feet on pedals. A little bit to the left. On the nose.
above.
Not looking at. Okay.
100.
Visual.
Minimum.
Continue.
30.
Landing.
20. Retard.
Firm landing. Oh, we've a little bit of a bouncy bounce there. First thrust now. Wheels are on the ground. Oh, the nose wheel went down fast there. Brakes off. Flaps. I'm going to leave them where they are. Do we go right or left? Now the brake temperature's going to be hot, folks. I'm not going to beat myself up with the landing because it's well known in aviation circles that landing the sim is much harder than the real thing for several reasons. So I'm not going to beat myself up about the landings. Nope. No, sir. We stopped in loads of time though. Loads of time. I'm going to leave the flaps down. So let's park up somewhere here in Bristol, folks. I'm going to stop here once I'm clear of the runway. And I'm going to tidy up. Let's tidy up. Let's push the park brake on. Let's just do memory checks here first. So we do not need, we need that on. We need the taxi lights on. We need to turn off and retract the landing lights. We also need to turn off the radar. Don't need the predicted wind shear either. We want to switch off the transponder. The TCAS. That's on standby, please. Let's get this floodlight here. Let's get that one there as well. Park disarmed. Flaps are up, and let's do the checklist then. So, after landing checklist. After landing checklist, weather radar off, yes, flaps are up and retracted, yes, TCAS is off, transponder standby, predicted wind shear is off, nose light, set to taxi, yes it is. Landing lights off, spoilers are retracted, APU master on. Let's just go with the whole turnaround thing, you know. APU master on, and start the APU. And anti-ice is required, we didn't need any. Okay, so let's taxi in and then have a look at the replay. So I'm gonna add a little bit of power. I'll break off first though. You know. Thank you, Johnny F, for reminding me to start the APU. Random stuff, even though it was bouncy, it was a good landing. Well, it's a funny thing. I'm not going to kick myself over because, and I know this from flying the real sims and all that kind of stuff. I haven't flown one of these in the real world, but for the smaller airplanes, and from being in the sim, it's much easier to land because you don't have that feel. Do you know what I mean? You don't have a feel for your rate of descent. You don't have your peripheral vision, and that makes a big difference. So the sims are notoriously hard to land anyway. I've been watching people in the sim, and the instructor, he throws it down, and it's like, oh god, that was a terrible landing. And he's not concerned. And the reason the instructor's not concerned is because he knows that it'll be fine in the real airplane. Do you know? Let's park up here. There's no gates here in Bristol. Right up at the tower. Okay, 23. Oh, a bus just appeared. Great. Well, that's very clever, isn't it? Let's just hold there. Great. I'm going to put the flaps back down for the replay, because we had full flaps. And let's have a look, just a quick look around here, Bristol. I prayed for this a while ago. Oh, there's another one coming in. Who's that coming in there now? Raptor X is down, Lowly Reaper's down. Nice one. I can't see who that is. That could be just the traffic. There's Johnny F coming in. And the A320 as well. Raptor X is taxiing in. Lowly Reaper's just backtracking there. Is this one of our fellas here? If it could be, I just can't see your tag. Egypt Air, folks. Coming into Bristol. We have Egypt. There's EasyJet taking off down the end there. And happy days. I don't know why this is happening, why the aircraft keep mating with each other. I think that's very rude and goes against YouTube's terms and conditions. Yeah, it's Bristol, isn't it? You know, that's Bristol. You know? It's Bristol. Let's get into that now. Okay, so let's do the replay now. Let's tidy up the cameras first. I'll put my face back on there shortly. Let's read the comments there as well before I do the replay. Where was it? Where did we leave off? Don't look behind you. Meteorist about weather. Robert Times is saying, why standard versus barrow? Why standard versus barrow matters? 1 hectopascal equals about 30 feet. Yes. You're correct. So if the difference between standard and barrow altitude is, for example, 20 hectopascals, the altitude indicator is displaying 600 feet error. You're exactly right. Not good for landing a plane in IFR conditions. You're absolutely right, Robert, because that's a real big thing, and you know, you're gonna crash if you got that set rock. You know. War Dog is saying, oh, Johnny was right behind me. Okay, cool. Start the APU and I'm right next to you, Gripperson. Okay, so it is you then. Great. That's from War Dog. Well done. Nice one. You're right next. Oh, you were or you are. Let's tackle. Cool. Sensor Stage is with us, isn't he? Right. Clappy D there says, I've landed worst landing. Some landing, even though it was bouncy, it was a good landing. No room in the in-gripper. Remating aircraft. Oh yeah. See if we keep going to the same gate. Right, replay time. Replay time. Stop recording. It's going to go nuts now. Replay. Pause it there. Let's go back out again. Replay. There we go. Oh, I love that fog. Look at that. You know the way you can barely see the ground? Look at that. That's just like really, you know, that's the best thing since the last update. I know there's weird things happening since the last update, but that is just stunning the way they have that fog, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. It's different every day in Flight Simulator, like it is in the real world, folks. You know, it really is. I'm a little bit out here. I know that. I might go forward a little bit. Let's see. There's the turn. That's the final turn before we're on final. Airport is out here. If you can see that, I love the way you can see the beacons. Look, you can see the strobes and this guy departing, and you can see his red nav light there as well. There's the airport. How cool is that? And also these little details, so relaxing, folks, doing this. I'm in great form there. You can see all the guts in the wing dumpers and stuff. You see the flaps shaking there, you know. Fenix, you've outdone yourselves. You've outdone yourselves. Look at that. Oh look, someone wants to crash there. Look, what's that doing there in an airplane? One of the things to see. Look at that. That's a good view. We'll keep that view for the moment. We'll do a few of them. Yeah, I missed a few things here. Mark FC. For some reason, my alert box isn't working. Mark FC YouTube subscribe. Thank you, Mark FC. And before that, a big one, Clappy D, super chat of €20. And he said, happy Christmas, Gripper, buttons on the kernel. Thanks for all the streams during the year. Learned a lot in an enjoyable way. Great. That's what's important, isn't it? You know? Look at that. That's so cool. Very nice. So GTX. Yeah, I'll get it. I'll do it. I have to. For the stream. I have to do the work, you know. Just have to download the profiles before the stream. You know, that's all there is to it. What can you do? I'm just lazy. And it's not acceptable. There you go. We'll just leave it like this to see what I want to see the wing flex on the on the landing as well. So I'll just put it just kind of close up. Oh, so move the camera up there. I love the curvature in the runway as well. Didn't look too hard, but yeah, it's the runway sloping away from me. Now look at that nose drop, very fast. You know. Let's have a look from the side with a little bit of zoom for eye candy purposes. Let's just zoom in a bit. And let's set the aircraft back a bit and examine that a little bit more. I don't think I don't think that FS for this is doing me any favours. Didn't look like, you see that runway sloping away, do you see that? There you go. Those wheels don't come down very, very fast. And then let's have a look at passenger view. Alt 1, which I set up. Let's go back. Even the sounds in the cabin, folks. Even the sounds in the cabin. I'll have a look at that now in a second. Zoom replay. This is the view I love in the real aircraft, you know. Except. No. So that's 2 landing fees now you've got to pay. I've got to pay 2 landing fees for that. So the runway was sloping away, folks. That's what that is. Okay. Just the sounds inside the cabin are brilliant. Because it's a different sound back here. Let's get my camera face back on. There you go. Let's get buttons cam on here as well. Where's buttons cam? Give me buttons cam. There we go. Now before buttons kicks off, now what I'm going to do is when this rolls in here, I just want to, before I go, I want to just get ready for the turnaround and see how that works. Do I not have a livery? Can you not see a livery there? But you don't have any livery. Yeah, you can't see it. I bet you the reason you can't see the livery. You can't see the livery because you may not have the livery in the Fenix. Do you have the Fenix? You see, that's what happens. Because you don't have the Fenix, you don't see the livery there in this livery. And Microsoft, they gotta sort that out at some point. I'm gonna pause the replay, put it back to where we finished. Now I'm gonna put my feet in the brakes because it has a habit here of going crazy. So I'm gonna stop the replay. I'm gonna stop the replay. Pop it in here. Great. Alt Shift back to the cockpit. Exit. Now, this is what I had with the replay. So if I was going to go back now, I just want to do that just for curiosity. Flaps are up now because we're not doing the replay. Parker brake is on. Parker brake is on. Okay, so I'm going to shut down the engines now. I'll just do the shutdown checklist. Now we're not going to do the full checklist because we just switched the engines off, folks, isn't it? We do 2. We do 1. Now, right, I just want to do this if you're doing a turnaround because this is a problem for me. Now the AP was already on. Also, the cooling of the brakes. What's the temperature of the brakes now? Because I did jam on the brakes on purpose. Because I wanted to see this happen, right? So I'm going to go to wheel. Look at the temperatures. Ooh. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the fan on. And I love this, right? Let's just go zoom up to the wheels. Take note of the sound now, right? Brake fan on. Because they're hot. You can see it says hot there. Just very slightly there and it says hot, right? This brake fan spinning up. So they got to be cool below a certain temperature. I don't know what it is before you go again, okay? So now the next thing is you redo your flight plan. So I just want to see that working before I go, okay? So for the turnaround when I do it again. Because practice is the key here. So I'm going to quickly make up a flight plan, okay? I'm going to do from where we are. Bear with me. Free flight. I'm going to depart Echo Golf Delta. And let's just say we're going back to Cork. Echo India Charlie Kilo. Our aircraft type. Airbus A320. And I'll just put an extra ton on board. And generate, right? Yep. Remove the previous flight. So that generates it, puts it up into the cloud. Now what should happen is if I go into init, request init, takes a second. We're all set up to go back. Beautiful. But the reason I'm doing this is because I could never figure it out, and it's just very simple. You just have to turn off the engines, which makes perfect sense. So now we can turn around and go back to Dublin. New flight plan. Happy days. Now all we need to do is fuel up. What fuel have we got left? So all we'd have to do is fuel up. Make sure we have enough fuel for the way back. Looks like that's more than enough because that's a new flight plan. It's uploaded the fuel. It seems to me. And we're all good to go back and get passengers and all that kind of stuff. So folks, there you go. There you go. I went in during the holidays. I'm going to do the turn around a few times. I might do a few stops. And what I want to do is I want to show you here. I'm going to go up to Finland, so I have to think about that. So you might do 2 stops up to Finland on Christmas Day. That's next Sunday, isn't it? I said I'd do Sunday. We're not going to leave Sundays out. You know, it's a guarantee. So I'm planning to go to the little Christmas Santa's village for shits and giggles. So I'm hoping to put in 2 runs. 1 to one runway and then to Christmas Santa's village for shits and giggles. So folks, there you go. That's where I should be now. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to be with regards to the sim. Now, the next thing is, I want to show you this before I go. The next thing I want to do with the Airbus, right, is failures. So if you look in here, MCDU, configure, was it? Failures. Manual failures. Right, and here's what I want to do. Go down a bit. I'm looking for the engine fails. Engine fails. Am I blind? I'm blind. Engines, see? What you can do is say, I want to fail the... Is that engines? I want to fail number 1, I'm guessing. I've done this once. No. No. Oh, that's the FedEx. I want the actual physical engines. Configure. Engine failure, right or left. Okay, so I don't want immediate. I don't want immediate. Right, so left. There's a way, in fact, I don't know what I've done now here wrong. I thought I knew this. Sure, it's not doing anything here now to me. Damn it, I had this sorted out. I'll do it again. But anyway, what you can do, you don't have to do immediate. What you can do, I won't waste your time. What you can do is you can say at a rotation speed or V1 at 146 knots, give me an engine failure. And that's the kind of stuff I want to do. So the whole load of engine failures in here, all sorts of failures and stuff, because it is study level. So that's what I want to get to next, and I have to practice that on my own when I don't get enough time, but it will happen, and all that kind of crack. And that with that, then when things break, you got to break them to fix them, don't you? You know. So there you go, folks. Don't keep you any longer. Thanks a million from myself, Juicy Buttons. I will see you tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday, and I will see you then. I'll stop chit chatting. And folks, thank you very much. And by the way, thank you so much, Mark FC, for subscribing. And Gloppy D, thank you very much for the 20. Really well appreciated. Very much so. Thank you very much. And do you know what, folks? I will see you tomorrow at, I hope I will, more than likely. Thank you, some random Philip. I'll see you then. Have good holidays. See you tomorrow.